when you have a kid, you want your kid to be into the same things that you're into, right? I understand that. You want your kid to be into hunting, fishing, or stealing candy bars from convenience stores. But if you want your kid to be into hunting and they're into drag instead, I'm afraid that horse has already left the barn. Because they're going to be able to find it. It's in movies, it's on TV, it's on Instagram, TikTok, everywhere, right? And I'm afraid that hunting lacks the natural pizzazz inherently present in a drag performance. But it doesn't have to. Church it up a little bit, right? You're already putting on a full face of camouflage makeup. Throw in a bold lip. Put a bold lip in there. You know? You're up in an elk stand for 14 hours waiting for an elk. That's boring. Spice it up. Add some choreography, okay? When the elk finally shows up, you're like, oh my God, Junior. There he is. Beautiful 14-point buck. I'm gonna go for the gun, but I want you to know how proud I am. And I really treasure this time we spent together. And I love you. All right? That's a major sleigh, right? That's a major sleigh. Not me providing dinner for the whole family. You got your kid back, right? There you go. I'm not much of a gun guy. I'm against them for moral reasons, sure, but mostly I don't like guns because I think guns place an unnatural limitation on the diversity of tough guys in a given population. Because if you're in a situation and there's a guy who looks like he has a gun, that's the tough guy there, right? No one else is gonna be the tough guy because it's the guy with a gun who's a tough guy. You know the kind of guy I'm talking about, right? You know the guy who looks like he has a gun, pulled up to the bar in the biggest, whitest, cleanest truck you've ever seen in your entire life. Such a big truck, so tall, way too tall for any practice. Unless you're helping Shaq move, that's not useful at all. You know what I mean? Like an aggressive window decal professing their political views, like a fundamental misunderstanding of the Punisher character from comic books. That guy. It's such a silly way to share your beliefs. Because it's a sticker. You know, from like when we were little guys, right? Like, still a sticker. If you ever see one of those guys with one of those stickers and you're like, whoa, like you're a little intimidated. If it's like, if you get an abortion, I'll kill you, you know, like on a sticker. Just picture him putting the sticker on. Just picture him standing up in the back of his Ford F-350 like, honey, bring me another Calvin pissing on Hunter Biden. I just prefer areas where there's fewer guns. I think you get more fun tough guys there. I went to London, England. And in London, they have no guns. And anyone there could be a tough guy. You could get your ass kicked by a guy with an umbrella and a bowler hat. It might happen. I was there with 8 other Americans. We were there for a work trip. And at the end of the week, to celebrate, we went on a pub crawl. And towards the end of the pub crawl, this tiny little, very drunk British guy had latched onto our group. And at first it was fun, but towards the end of the night, it was clear that he wasn't really picking up on any verbal cues, and he wouldn't stop hassling a couple of the women we were with. So I was like, you know what, I'm gonna go talk to him. I'll let him know his night's over. I'm a big guy. There's 9 of us. I'll handle it. So I walked over to him and I looked down. And I said, hey, buddy, I think you've had enough to drink. I think it might be time for you to go home. And he looked up at me and he said, oi, what's that, Porky? I think it's time for you to kiss my ass. And it hurt, because I'd never been cussed at in that accent before. I was like, oh, that's how Paddington talks. But I collected myself, right? I was like, I don't think you heard me. I said it's time for you to go home. And he said, I don't think you heard me. It's time for you to kiss my ass. And that gave me pause. I was like, why is this guy so confident? I know he doesn't have a gun, but is Harry Potter real? Is magic real? Do they still have swords over here? Maybe I misread the situation. Maybe this guy's about to pull a sword on me, right? I don't have a sword. And I didn't want to fight anyway, so I was like, hey, buddy, we're not looking for trouble. And he cut me off. He said, oh, you found trouble, mate. It's gonna be so cool. For a second, I was like, oh, someone's gonna get their ass kicked. Oh, no, it's me. I'm the one. And then he said, right, I'll sort out all 9 of you then. And he took his hand and he reached it into the waistband of his pants. And when he did that, my heart caught in my throat. Because I'm an American. When someone does that here, it means they have a gun. And you've misread the situation drastically. And I thought it was very scary. Also, I thought it was a little bit funny. Even in that moment. Because I was like, you're gonna get shot in London? Flying all the way over here? We make the finest artisanal gun violence in the world back home. This is like a French guy trying champagne for the first time in Madison, Wisconsin. What's going on?